Well, hello, welcome back to my channel, everybody. And well, we're starting off here with the JJRC X9 Heron. But before I do, I just want to take you for a little brief walk around the subject of my interest today. I last flew around this with the QRX 350 last year. And this site is quite special to me, not only because it's local to where I live, but I actually grew up playing in this particular bunker. My house is just about a mile down the road, and so as a child I used to come here whenever I could. Dare I say it, I brought one or two young ladies up here as well. Least said about that the better. But yes, you can see what commanding views this bunker has. This is one of the series of bunkers. There's another one which is very covered up way in the distance over there. And if we look over in towards that direction, in the distance there you can see a monument. Just beyond that there's another one which is half buried into the cliffs, and beyond that is what we call the Capel gun site, which used to be a set of 3 naval guns that used to lob shells over at the Germans, just to say hello, of course. Likewise, they used to do the same to us, and lob shells into Dover, which became known as Hellfire Corner. But in the gun site itself there is buried an underground military hospital, which is now in private ownership. What they're going to do with it, I don't quite know, but I don't think they've actually released any plans for it. But that is now next to what is now the Battle of Britain memorial site. So I'll go and get the quad set up. I'm going to be standing over round about there, I think, and we'll do some flying around. It's very windy today. I'd say we're looking at, you can probably hear it in the microphone actually, we're probably looking at possibly 15-20 mile an hour gusts, so it's going to be a real test for the JJRC X9 Heron. I'll just give you a description of what we're looking at here. Folkestone Harbour, which is now being redeveloped. Going along here, those big Victorian-like buildings in the distance. There's the Metropole and the Grand, and just in front of that I believe is a police station. And as we go around Hythe Bay, going into Hythe itself, you may just be able to see the wind farm, which is now on the Romney Marsh. Going over to our left, right at the peninsula over there, is what's left of Dungeness Power Station. Right in the very far distance you can see the hills over there. There's the Fairlight Hills, which is overlooking Hastings, I think, or beyond that is Hastings. So right, I'll go and set up the quad and I'll be back with you shortly. It's a nice bright beautiful day interspersed with a bit of cloud, so here we go. We'll just take the drone up. It's quite windy, so we can see how well it's going to hover into the wind. Yeah, and you can hear from the motor noise that it's fighting that wind quite well. And the camera image itself looking quite stable. So here we go. So we're going to turn around and we'll drop down. We'll just move that gimbal down very slightly if I'm able. Okie dokie, right. So I think the drone itself is doing very well with the wind. It is fighting it quite a bit. But if we turn around, you can see what absolutely gorgeous views we have. Oh, there we can see some cows in the field below. There we go, I can see it now. Okie dokie. Let's go along Browder Hill. The wind's coming from my right hand side. Just put that gimbal up a little. There we go. Right. Okay, so we're going for a nice little trot along the Browder Hill towards the monument, which is just in front of us. And I can see the drone is being pushed about by this wind a little. And it is really fighting that wind. It's the speed is not what it should be. Come on, it's hardly making any progress. And I have the stick full forward. Come on. There we go, it's getting there slowly. It should be going a lot faster than this. The wind is really got up now behind me. It must be coming on for 25 miles an hour perhaps. It's blowing a hoolie. But all in all, this little drone is doing very well. Okay, let's bring it down slightly. And I can vaguely see on my screen, FPV screen, I've got a battery of 60%. It looks like, I may have misread that. Okay, let's bring it down. Okie dokie. Now, I do know a common complaint about this drone is the camera quality, and one or two of you have said, well, why not upload some new firmware? Well, I suppose if JJRC did release some firmware, it might make a slight bit of difference, but not overly that much, I would have thought, because at the end of the day, this is the processor software, or the processor hardware I should say, has been utilised from the old C-Fly models, and that is the Dream and the Obtain. So it's not going to matter too much if the processor can only do a certain amount. Then it doesn't matter what firmware you put on it, you're only going to get a certain amount of performance back. And the type of video this produces, which is MP4 I believe, it's a fairly modern codec, or a container I should say, for the video. But at the end of the day, this processor is what it is, and I think you need to just buy this and accept it for what it is. Okay, right, it's very, very windy now. So what we're going to do, we are going to press the return to home function and see how well it does in this wind. So hopefully we're going to see it rise, which it is doing. And I'm expecting it to land somewhere around here, hopefully not in the cowpat. Here she comes. So I'd say that's about 20 meters, possibly, and hopefully it will turn around. It's doing that. Do you know what? No, my luck, he's aiming for that cowpat. No, is he going to miss it? Yeah, it is. It nearly went for another cowpat instead. Okay, let's turn that off. And we're turning the recording off. Right, okay, that is off finally. And what else have we got to do? Oh yes, turn the DU recording screen off as well. We're finished with that too. Okay, that's lovely. Right, okay, so for you people sitting on the fence worrying about its high wind capabilities, hopefully that would have demonstrated to you how good this little drone is. I know a few of you have had a few issues with this, and I seem to remember Quadcopter 101 having an issue with it in his promotional video, or his review video I should say, but I simply have just not experienced anything. I don't think I'm the lucky one. I think there are plenty more that do operate as good as this one. So yes, it's not a Spark. Don't expect the quality of footage that you do get from a Spark. It's a copy of the C-Fly Dream. As such, it's got a lot of the same hardware and indeed some of the firmware. So yeah, if you can expect a lesser quality video and images, then this one's for you. It's a good travel, it's a good little travel drone. So I've not been disappointed with it. So well, once again, thank you very much indeed for joining me on my channel, and we'll see you again shortly in the next video. Cheerio for now. Bye.